Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's Tommy Daniels here. Today I'm doing the Q&A and property series. So for the past few videos I've been talking about a Q&A that I'm going to do, and today is the day. I don't know what voice that was, but yeah. So I've done about 3 videos on property. I think the first video was about like mindset and getting on property ladder. Second video I did an unfurnished living room tour. Third video I did a complete renovation of our before and after of our first property, and I showed you guys the process. And now I'm going to be answering questions from you guys about that you've asked from any of those videos. So that's why I've got my notepad here. I put the questions in this notepad because I actually film on my phone and the questions are on my phone. Anyway, let's get right into the video. Let's go. Okay, so the first question I actually took in order of like from each of the video, like from the top to the bottom. So the first question is, did I hire a decorator? Thank you. I actually take that as a compliment. No, I didn't. No, we did everything ourselves. By we, I mean my husband and I. Everything we bought, ordered, everything was by ourselves really. Inspiration from Instagram pages here and there and different people, and some things that I dreamt about even prior to getting a house, but no, we didn't hire a decorator. Second question, how do you find design pieces that suit both your style and your budget? That's a really good question. So I think the first thing for me was, I think it was the budget. The budget was really driving a lot of the things that we did. And I think also here in the UK, there are like a plethora, is that right? I think that's the right word. Plethora of shops that you can get like the same thing from, but different prices. Of course, I know the quality is also different. And even I noticed that, from our first property to our second property, there's some things that I'm like, okay, I kind of want to spend a bit more to get the kind of things I want. For instance, actually this kind of throw pillows is actually a good example. Like I know like I want something a lot more luxurious. So this isn't the final throw pillow, but and for the previous property, for instance, I probably would have been fine with this. So I also, it's just the fact that you could get this so cheap and you could get it so expensive. So there's just a bunch of shops that you can get that from, and you can still get the design, the feel, but it's just kind of sticking to your budget no matter what, and knowing that you're not going to go into debt. You're not going to go into debt because you're trying to decorate your home, and just, I guess, doing it gradually. You don't have to buy everything on the same day. So it's, we'll buy stuff for like the living room first, and then you can buy stuff for bathroom, and you can just go like that, and that way you're kind of able to ease yourself into it. There's no one chasing you like on this journey. It's a personal journey, so just take your time and find what you want, and I guess be ready to know what you don't want to what you don't want to know what you don't want to compromise on, and kind of stick with those things, but other things here and there, just be ready to compromise on it. Number 3, do you have to, next question is actually about compromising. Do you have to compromise on any bit of the renovation? I believe we did. Oh yeah, definitely. So the first property, I remember that after we'd done everything, obviously we knew we wanted bright lights, but to get spotlight was really what we wanted. But to get spotlights and everything we have to it was going to cost a lot more money, and to get like spotlights in the whole house. So the compromise was to get lights that were kind of like spotlights, but you basically just fix them in one spot, and then they have like 4 or like 5, depending. You can even get more, 5 I guess branches. So there were quite a lot of them in like places like B&Q. So we compromised on that. I'm pretty sure that there are many other things that we compromised on. But yeah, I guess the budget again was driving quite a lot of the decisions, but that I remember that example. What part of the house is your favorite? What part of the house? So the first house, I think my favorite part will be probably our bedroom. I think it was really nice. Only the mirrors, I love it, and maybe also because we've actually not renovated our bedroom in this place yet. That's probably why I preferred that bedroom. onto it. So, but in this house currently, I think it's probably a tie between the kitchen and the executive lounge, which I'm actually sitting in right now. Oh, by the way, guys, I know like the last video you saw on the executive lounge, on the lounge, it was an unfurnished living room tour, and it doesn't look quite unfurnished anymore, does it? No. Okay, there are some changes here. It's still in progress, but when we're done, I will come back to you with an updated furnished living room tour. Okay, let's get back. So yeah, my two favorite places in this house right now. Actually, I like the hallway as well. I don't know. Okay, let's just put it as the kitchen and the executive lounge. I think I'm more in love with what the executive lounge will be, but even what it is right now. Okay, how did I find the property? Now, this question was on the first video, and in that video, I think I showed pictures of the first property. So I'm guessing it's that property. So how did I find the property? And there's a similar question in terms of where did you find, I can't remember, I think it's a similar question down there, but how did I find the property? I found it on Rightmove actually, and I had searched high and low, flats, houses, everything, and I think at some point, like, where I was actually doing a lot more flats, where we did the budget, but I'm so thankful that we didn't end up going for a flat, because if we did, there's so many other things that come with having a flat, but I'm very, very thankful that, you know, we found what we found within the budget that we did. Well, in the state that it wasn't pretty at the time, but I'm thankful that we went for that instead. But it was on Rightmove. That's the short answer. So tips for beginners just looking to get into property. First thing, very, very first thing I want you to know and like engrave this in your head: it is possible for you. Yes, you. Absolutely, like this, I believe this with like all my heart. Like, it is possible for you, and that's one thing you need to understand, and that should be your starting point. So no matter like what roadblocks, and I spoke about this a lot in the first property series video, like no matter what the roadblocks and challenges you face along the way are, just know that it is possible for you to achieve it eventually. So don't give up. The second tip I would say is don't go for like fancy. I know that for most people, particularly beginners, you just want, like, you've seen like all this Instagram perfect houses, or not even just Instagram, you've just seen like this really, really nice houses, and you've seen a lot of property pages, and you're just like, oh, it's so cute. So all you're looking for is that finished product. But what you don't realize is that you're actually paying for that finished product as well. So what I would really advise is always buy a place that you can add value to, particularly if it's your first property. Like, you know, buy a place that is not so well done up. I don't really like new build. For some people, maybe that's what they want, but personally, my advice would be buy a place that isn't so done up, that you can do up and add more value to. And to be honest, the reason why we're able to buy a second property is because we had added so much value to that first property, so we're able to get the, I guess, additional value that it had added, and that was basically how we got the deposit for this second property. But if we had we're so fixated on getting like a nice fancy looking place, would have gone for like a nice maybe 2-bed flat that would have been all nice and finished, but then we would basically still be stuck there, and probably would have even paid much more than we should have for it. But the fact that we went down the route that we did, it took some time, but it's kind of afforded us the ability to be able to be where we are today. So always go for somewhere that you can add value to. Okay. Yeah, I think those are the 2 tips I'll give. Next question: do you still live in your first property, or have you rented it out? No, we don't live in the first property anymore, and yes, we have rented it out. And then follow-on question for that is, how did you find good tenants for your property? I guess this is where a lot of God comes in, and the fact that you don't really know. Like, some people can, you know, they can pose to be the best tenants possible, and then 2 months, 6 months, 1 year down the line, it's a different story. So I think we just really prayed about it, but also, like, you know, when we had viewers, yeah, so we had an open house where, you know, we had everyone kind of coming at the same time, and I guess that also competition helped. But I was really kind of trying to assess everyone as they came in. There was someone already that kind of gave me the vibes that she was dirty, or they were dirty, as in they're not particularly clean, and I was like, I'm not giving you this white and grey house because I don't know what's it's going to become. Of course, I didn't say that to her, but and then I think she was even trying to like argue on the price, which is fine. Like, you know, it's just a question, you can ask it. But I already like kind of made my mind up. But I was just looking at everything, like, you know, okay, this one, is I think we wanted like a family as against like maybe single. There was like a group of like 3 single people that were going to like, you know, split the rent. We didn't want that because those things can give you more issues at the end. But I think eventually really it's just praying that, you know, the right person finds it, and I guess also following your intuition and your gut instinct. Sometimes you just feel like, no, this person isn't right, so listen to that still small voice, especially if you're a Christian. You know, if you're having a gut feeling about not to give it to someone, don't give it to them. But it's essentially then also doing your part. You know, don't just say, oh, because they said I've been working for 10 years. You need to see proof. So do your part in terms of due diligence, like, you know, get their references from employers, from past landlords, get like bank statement, whatever you need to see, and whatever, follow like the regulations, and do the due diligence properly. Okay, that's my advice. And, you know, thank God we've been blessed, I guess, in the tenants that we have. And we just pray, you know, it keeps going well. Okay, so next question is, how we actually get into at the end of the video now. So how did you purchase your first property? I think a follow-on question to that is, what's the criteria? How did we purchase it? Again, I think that's a really broad question, but how did we purchase it? It was, first of all, knowing that we had to purchase it before we got married, getting a right move. I mean, there are a lot of videos that have like this detailed like step-by-step process, but in terms of like what the actual process, the first thing was getting an AIP. AIP is agreement in principle, so that just gave us an idea of how much the bank was willing to borrow us. So with that, was able to like set a budget and know, like, you know, when I'm searching on Rightmove, to know what the criteria is that I'm searching with in terms of like house prices. So if the bank is saying that it can only borrow you, as an example, 300,000, there's no point, and you don't have, you know, an extra 300,000, there's no point searching for 600,000 properties. So it was like, you know, having that agreement in principle, and then with that, with that informed our set criteria. I was already I knew the areas I wanted to look at already. So again, that's something you can be doing as groundwork even before you're ready to buy. Kind of look at different areas, what amenities they have, what are these that are important to you. For you, is it like the entertainment in the area? Do you need to be close to schools? Do you want to be close to family? Stuff like that. Those are things that you can start doing before you're actually ready to buy, or whilst you're in the process of, like, you know, getting ready to buy. So once the areas were kind of sorted, I also kind of started looking out, because I wasn't really finding things within the budget, and I was trying to buy a house. And then at some point, you know, I got discouraged, started looking at a lot of flats, and even though I think I offered on some flats and they weren't really willing to move. But with flats, you know, we have other issues like, you know, the lease, how long is the lease, and that, yeah, all of that can take, it can be a lot. So generally, I'm just happy that we didn't go for a flat. But after getting the property, the next stage was actually to go to the bank, to, I guess, to go on to the full mortgage application. It was at this meeting that we also paid for valuation. So the house was valued, and basically the bank wants to be able to see that what you're paying, what the asking price is basically the same value. They can get at least that value, or their valuers will also value for that same price, because it could be overpriced. If it's overpriced, it doesn't mean you can't go ahead. You may be able to pay the difference, but you just really need to be sure that what you're doing is right. Or maybe you can renegotiate with the vendors on what the valuers say the value is. After that, it's basically paperwork with solicitors. So your solicitors, the buyers, the seller solicitors, basically going back and forth and doing searches and different stuff. I'm just giving you like a very, very summarized version, but I know that there are full videos about it on how to buy. I think Jade Vanriel, shout out to Jade Vanriel. She's one of the inspirations of the design of our, actually even buying a house, but the design of our first property. But shout out to you, Jade. I think she has a detailed video on, you know, the process to buy. She has many property related videos. Check her out. Yeah, so, and after, you know, the searches are back and forth, and we're done with that, you sign the paperwork. I think the next process is paying the deposit for an exchange, and then agreeing on a completion date, and you get your keys. That is a very summarized version. Okay, last question is, how can a young person get on the property ladder? Again, it goes back to what I said before, the fact that, one, it is possible, you can do it. Again, Jed Vanner, I think she bought her first property when she was 24 by herself. was it 24 or 21? Maybe 24. By herself, or 23 maybe. Anyway, by herself. A lot of people haven't bought it at a younger age, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they had something different. She literally saved, a lot to get the property. So you can do it. You can, yes, you may have to deny yourself a lot of pleasures that your mates are engaging in or enjoying at this time, but just know that you're going to be rewarded for it, in a few years when you're, just doing what you want, having all this properties making money for you, or just, having this lovely home that you're happy with, and then, you basically, you're going to be rewarded for it. Just remember that. So it's possible. But check out my first video. I really talked about mindset, and I think that is where when you've already believed, or when you already believe that it is possible for you, I feel like you've won the most important battle, and the rest of it is just legwork. It's just like, time, and then you get the physical manifestation. Okay, and that brings me to the end of this video. But before I go on, I actually just want to say that one of the most important things to know is the fact that, for me personally, what I've seen is like, God really backs me up. Like when I take a step, I see God back me up. So I went on to get this properties, but not just in property, but let's stick to property. It's not like I had a full deposit in my account, or even really had it in my account, but it was just taking a step and knowing that, okay, this is what I want to do. But I have absolute faith in God, and I even remember having a scripture because like I said, we eventually went on to buy a house, and it was way above our budget. But I remember being in church one Wednesday evening during Bible study, and the pastor was talking about it was a scripture. It was Joshua 1:9, and it was basically saying, be strong, be of good courage, I'm with you wherever you go. And that meant so much, and it meant so much because I think maybe that same day God had given me that scripture. I had seen that scripture, and I thought, and it kind of resonated with where I was at. So when I got to church, and we weren't even talking about that scripture or anything, it was just like the pastor just said, oh, by the way, I just want to read the scripture before we go on. I was just like, yes, perfect, because I really needed that boost of it. I needed to know that God was with me on this journey, especially because it was a big leap of faith. Like I said, it was way above our budget, and that scripture I literally hold on to like day in, day out, and even through the process. So don't be scared, don't be just take the first step, right? You're there, you're thinking like, no one has ever done this before, no one in my family has bought a property. Like, why would I think I'll be different? Or no one in my family has ever done anything, bought a property so early, and you're thinking, why should I think I'll be different? Just know that if you take a step, God will back you up. The scripture says in Proverbs 3, 5-6, or verses. Yeah, Proverbs 3, 5-6, it talks about, acknowledging the Lord in all your ways, and He will direct your path. So don't just jump on the bandwagon and say, I want to buy a property. Go to God, tell Him what your desires are, acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path and tell you what way to go. Is it to get a flat? Is it to wait? Is it to do it tomorrow? Is it to do it right now? Or just whatever the process is, just make sure you're acknowledging God every step of the way. But don't be scared. Take a step, okay? I look forward to hearing from you and to hearing your property success stories, and just success stories in general. Thank you so much for watching. Please watch all my property series video, and also generate my videos, guys. Subscribe. Come on, guys. Like really, I've been pretty consistent. I deserve it. Don't you think? Yeah, subscribe, leave turn on the notification bell, leave a comment, let me know what you enjoy, what you want to see more on the channel, and yeah, I have a lot more content coming as well with property. But at the same time, like I don't want to be just a property channel, but I do enjoy talking about it, so I'm not limiting myself. But yeah, just check out what I've got on my channel. So if you like it, subscribe, and let me know who you are and how you've heard about me as well. It would be nice to know that at some point. Follow me on Instagram as well. I don't post so much, I kind of do ish, but follow me on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.